YouTube finally did the right thing and reinstated the partner program for a YouTuber named Hutch. This happened a while ago. I'm pretty sure I talked about it somewhere. I forgot exactly where. It was in a video at some point. But basically, YouTube accused Hutch of botting views. And we went through Hutch's social blade, and since then, nothing has really changed a whole lot. He gets about like 50K-ish views a month. And like when I first heard that he was view botting, I was like, really? Someone would view bot for like 50K views a month? Like, it just didn't make any sense to me because that feels like really stupid to do when Hutch is like a legendary OG YouTuber. Like, he's been doing this forever. The dude just wants to chill and upload whatever he wants now. Like, he's basically semi-retired, I'd say. I could be mischaracterizing him in that regard, and I'm sorry if I am. But the way I see him is he's like semi-retired and he's just doing this for fun, and he got kicked out of the partner program for little or no reason. Because I don't know why somebody who's had their channel for so long, who probably has an emotional attachment to their channel, would ever view bot like that, especially for like 10K maybe views. Like, it's not worth it. So YouTube finally reinstated this channel, which good, because the whole view botting thing was definitely a problem on YouTube's end, and they expected him to find out who was view botting him. That still confuses me to this day, because I don't know why YouTube would put the onus on the creator to find out when YouTube has way more data on who's doing it. Like, YouTube could probably pull up IPs for stuff, and you can't. You just can't. And from what I saw, this was happening to more than just one person. Ludwig covered this in Mogul Mail a little bit ago, and it happened to somebody else that he was working with. So this was clearly a somewhat large problem on the website. I think it was like more underground though. I think it was like very select people. But yeah, like a scary issue, random view botters apparently, and then YouTube punishes you for it, and you have no idea who's doing it at all. And they just tell you, well, we'll reinstate your partnership if you find out who's view botting your channel. Good luck. Even though YouTube would have way more information on who's view botting you than you. But nonetheless, I'm glad Hutch got his partnership reinstated, and I hope anybody else who's had this stupid bug also gets the partnership reinstated, because I think it's pretty messed up that YouTube can just pull your partnership because of quote-unquote botted views, or I think it was invalid traffic was the exact terminology they used, and not actually tell you why. It's really dumb. And since it wasn't just Hutch, it was probably a overarching problem on the website that no one really noticed for a while, because I don't know, I kind of doubt there's a lot of view botters just botting views and stuff. I could see maybe like ChatGPT like scraping videos for information, and maybe that was the invalid traffic they were talking about. I could see Hutch being someone who that would happen to, but who really knows? It's YouTube. The inner workings of that company are unknown. Either way, I'm glad Hutch got his partnership back, but he might not be making money even though he just got partnered again, because there was a research thing he done on Google, and reportedly Google violates its own standards in third-party ad deals 80% of the time. This report basically alleges that Google was running ads on websites that were small, muted, or auto-playing, and then charging people for those ads. So weirdly enough, this has like not much to do with YouTube, because if an ad is small, muted, or auto-playing, it's not on YouTube, because YouTube doesn't really do that. The ads are front and center on the website, kind of regardless of where you are. Like, they're either in the corner or a banner on the video or just on the video itself. I don't see how this applies to YouTube at all. This is definitely a Google AdSense problem. It is really weird that they're accusing YouTube in particular when this is an issue with Google Ads, if it is an issue at all. I don't know. To me, it's a little sketchy to do a ad study on Google Ads on third-party websites, because most times you see an ad on a website that is hosted by Google. Google AdSense is a huge program that most companies use and most websites use. That is why Google is like an advertising company, basically. They are the ones who put ads everywhere. It's also why they want you using Google, because their thing's ads. They want your data so they can serve you better ads. But the fact that they're blaming YouTube when it's really just a Google issue makes me think that this is kind of like a hit piece thing. Like, they did this study to specifically get at YouTube for one reason or another, because maybe they want the ad rates lower, maybe they want a better deal, I don't really know. Maybe they spent too much in advertising and want a refund. But it is weird that they called out YouTube and said it was a breach of trust by YouTube when this is not a YouTube issue. I don't know. It's suspicious to me. And when I first read this headline, I just assumed it was talking about all of the ads that clearly break TOS that are on YouTube. You know, like all these furry game ads and stuff and all these really weird mobile game ads. I thought it was gonna be about that, but no, it's just about like YouTube playing ads incorrectly on third-party websites. Because when I first read this, I was like, oh yeah, like wow, it's 80% of those ads are like the Bloodline game. I think that's what it's called. Like 80% of ads on YouTube are like this kind of stuff. Man, that's crazy. But no, it's just third-party websites and the ads not being played appropriately. So I don't really know what they're looking to achieve here, because this isn't a YouTube issue. I don't know if this will affect YouTube. It might. But the way I see it is advertisers have had the best time on YouTube in the last like 3 or 4 years. Like YouTube cracks down super hard at demonetization and age restrictions for little or no reason, and then advertisers can do whatever they want. So I think they're asking for a little bit too much if they want cheaper rates when they already don't have to play by any goddamn rules, okay? Like, I don't mind that these weird mobile game ads exist. My problem is the fact that I get demonetized for the dumbest thing in the world, and then this ad will play on any video, regardless of how, you know, advertiser friendly it is. And it's like, okay, if what I did is bad, why is this ad playing on any video? Why? My issue is more in the fact that it's like not consistent. But I don't think this is gonna be like an Adpocalypse 2 or something. I think this is just some like media brand agency thing, like just being really desperate. Because for some reason, a lot of these companies still use marketing agencies. I don't know why. And these marketing agencies are desperate to make people still think they're needed because they're just not needed anymore for most businesses. You can just have one guy on your team doing social marketing as like their entire thing, and you would see more benefit. And also you can just use Google AdSense. It's extremely easy. Like you don't need a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy to call a TV station to get an ad on TV anymore. You just don't need that. You just go to Google and you're like, I want to run this ad, please. And then you give them money and they run the ad in a targeted way that's better than TV. Like it literally is better than TV in every single way. And TV ads still get paid ludicrous amounts for no reason. It's not even targeted, dude. I will never understand why advertisers are like, oh, but TV's the best place to be. It's not. It just objectively is not. But it is weird that they're blaming YouTube when Google AdSense is a separate entity from YouTube. Yeah, they're all owned by Alphabet, but like, I'm sure that the management is pretty different because Google AdSense seems pretty disconnected from YouTube, which is also extremely annoying. I wish they were more connected. Because if you have an issue with AdSense, you can't go to YouTube about it, and they're easier to get to. And then AdSense, I don't know, they're like a void creature. I don't even know how you talk to somebody at AdSense, which is insane, by the way. These companies can just have these massive conglomerates of platforms that have literally no support system that functions in any good way at all. Like the fact that Hutch even had to wait so long to get that thing resolved is absurd. Because if he just had the chance to talk to somebody higher up at YouTube, he could probably just fix it really easily, but no. We'll see what happens with it. I just think it's like kind of weird overall. Like the accusations towards Google don't make much sense. They also refer to Google as Google, like Google still owns all of these companies, which they technically don't. It's Alphabet. So that's also a little weird because I feel like if you're writing up a report like this, you should be using the proper company names. Maybe I'm wrong though, and I'm just misinformed on that, but that's from what I understand. Alphabet owns Google and all of them, like AdSense and YouTube and stuff. And also 80% just seems really, really, really high. I don't know how they could get away with like screwing over advertisers 80% of the time and not get caught until now. That's a really high number. If it was like 20 or 30%, I would see this as more realistic, but 80% of the time, that is a very high number. That doesn't sound right at all. That means out of 5 ads, 4 of them violated the TOS that Google has in place. That doesn't sound right to me. That sounds like it would have gotten caught a long time ago. Unless Google was literally making like billions and billions off of this, but like I don't think they would have. I think it would make more sense to have long-term trust as an advertisement thing, especially with Google's deep pockets, okay? Like Google has so much money. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and find out what happens with this. I doubt anything crazy is gonna happen, but I could be wrong on that. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like and subscribe if you're new, and follow me on Twitter @SpadsOne. Click the entrance and check out more of my content, and have a good one.